I don't watch the news very often. Um, I used to. I used to watch local news every night. Like I had a freaking routine. I'd watch the 10 o'clock news. I watched the 11 o'clock news every goddamn night after work. Um, I used to watch a lot more TV than I watch now. I really don't watch TV that much anymore. But I'm watching this story. I've been watching this unfold for the last couple of weeks. This Gabby Petito story of how they found her remains, and apparently they're still looking for her fiance, who they suspect was her killer. I'll tell you, dudes, if you're running from the law, it kind of makes it pretty obvious that you had something to do with it. So the cops are now searching swamp and alligator infested swampland near his family home in Florida. I also saw a story the other day that there was some police body cam of where they were separate. They were like separated by the police and interviewed, and the police did everything right in that scenario, but they just didn't have enough to actually like save her. They didn't have enough, right? Um, I don't know, for you Breaking Bad fans out there. I don't know if you remember the episode called Half Measures, um, in which Mike talks about how he tried to save a woman who was being abused by her husband, and he could only do half measures. He could only like scare the dude, but it wasn't enough to save her life. And then the season finale was called Full Measures, and that's when I think that's actually the episode in which um, Walt enacts his plan to kill is his name Gus? I can't no, is his name the Chicken Man? I can't remember his name. It's been a long time since I've watched this now. I used to watch it all. I binged it so many times. But the episode before the season finale, where they actually like blow him up, they had yeah, the dude, the, the dude with the bell on his fucking wheelchair, wired up to a bomb, and I'm sorry, spoiler alert. They fucking destroyed that dude. They fucking blew him up, and like half of his face went away, and he just like drops dead. That was Full Measures. I'm fairly certain that was the name of the episode. It was called Full Measures, but the episode before that was called Half Measures, and it was a story where Mike was talking about how he tried to save a woman who was being abused by her husband. Okay, so we're watching this unfold. The dude is on the run. The police is out there trying to find him in alligator infested swampland near his family home. What makes me tremendously sad about this is that I just ended a 30-year friendship where a dude took me, well, I fucking took him. He convinced me to take him all the way up into the fucking desert, left me, abandoned me in the desert for 17 hours. And, you know, I'm reflecting back on this, and I'm thinking, I'm right. It makes you reflect back on your entire friendship, your entire fucking friendship. It makes you reflect back on everything and realize, wow, he really thought he was that. He really thought he was the shit. He still does. He really thinks he's the shit. He really thinks that he's that fucking cool. That he's so much superior to me. Dude is living in a sober living home, was trying to work his way into my condo, was trying to take advantage of me, trying to put in his mind, he was superior to me. In his mind, he was fucking superior to me. And that my life didn't fucking matter. My life did not matter compared to his pleasure for that fucking night. My life did not matter for several different occasions because I mean, he's put me at risk a few different times, but nothing like what he fucking did 2 weeks ago. You know, when he first like started visiting me again, recently, when he first started visiting me again, he brought up that time that we went to Huntington Beach. It was him, his brother, and me. Went to Huntington Beach, and we went to Perks to go watch a band that I really like, Park Moon. John and I were able to get in because we both had our IDs on us. He was left out in the cold because he didn't have his documentation on him. He didn't have an ID. So the bouncer wouldn't let him in because it's literally like a really, I mean, this bar is so fucking old that they have been grandfathered in. They don't actually have to serve food, right? They're that old. They're that old that they got grandfathered in. He didn't have his fucking ID on him. But he also did the whole passive aggressive bullshit of, it's okay. You guys can go in. You guys can enjoy yourselves. So we're like, okay. So he and his brother, me and his brother went into, I literally have pictures of this bullshit. We both went in and watched the band. And every once in a while we'd go out front, see how he's doing and stuff. And he was still doing his passive aggressive bullshit that, oh, I'm fine. It's okay. He held a fucking grudge over that night, you guys. And I didn't know until very recently. He didn't mention it until very recently that he held a grudge over that fucking bullshit. Be a responsible goddamn adult. I mean, for fuck's sake. So this dude who can't get his life together, who looks like a homeless dude at nearly age 50. He's going to be 50 next year. He looks like he could have, I could have fucking died that night. He fucking left me out in the desert like that bullshit. Now, I'm not trying to compare you necessarily to this woman's fiance who he probably killed her. He probably did. But the utter disregard for fucking human life and friendship is, yeah, I'm still a little scarred by what happened to me in the desert, you guys. I'm still a little bit scarred by what happened to me in the desert. And honestly, I've had some conversations about this since it happened. And I'll be real with you, I've actually blocked parts of the evening out because it was so traumatic to me. Being alone and not knowing if he was alive or dead, and not knowing how I was going to get the fuck out of that situation, and not knowing if I was allowed to leave or not. Because if I left, what if I'm leaving him in a terrible situation? It was actually really fucking traumatic to me. Because I didn't know, I seriously didn't know what I was okay to do, what I was allowed to do. I was in contact with 911 twice. I didn't know how to handle the situation at all. And so watching this story about this woman who was killed, and that could have been me. That could have been me. I mean, I don't think, there's a lot of people who are so fucking selfish they don't realize that they're actually doing some real fucking abusive damage to the people around them. They don't even fucking realize it.